Hello, everybody. Good evening or good morning. I released a video this morning that had a lot of positive feedback. So thank you so much for the likes that you did on that video. I think I have a better understanding of what you guys are looking for in the videos that I release, and I'm hoping to give a little bit more. I give a little bit more of that now because I think that you're looking for an edge in the market. You're looking for a way to profit if you're struggling, if you're looking to refine your skills, and you're looking for a good place to start. Uh, Today I'm actually going to do that for you, and I'm going to show you how to profit in the market using just two indicators. I'm going to show you how to install them. I'm going to show you how to use them. I'm going to tell you about how they work, and so you can take away something straight from this video that I'm showing you now. I'm hoping that this won't be longer than 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to try to be very concise and to the point, so if you need to rewatch parts of the video, I suggest that you do that. Okay, so today we're going to talk about these two indicators. One is IBAN's price and SAR Forex. We're going to talk about the SAR indicator first, and it's basically based off the parabolic SAR. This is just the standard MT4 indicator that's on your MT4 platform already, and then the IBAN's price. Now the SAR is sorry, I don't know why I was talking about the IBAN's price, but that we're mentioning and talking about the SAR Forex. It's basically just like a trend kind of indicator that helps you dissect where the trend is happening. And this is a custom indicator that's based on that standard one. And the custom means that there's some slight changes, and this one in particular actually runs on a higher time frame. So it shows you, like, I think it's the 4-hour time frame of what's happening on the SAR, parabolic SAR, to help guide you in what the bigger picture of the trend actually is. Now, I don't actually need that the indicator because I can usually tell where the trend is without even needing some kind of indicator showing me that. I can just look at price and figure out where it's going. Okay, so we also have the IBAN's price. Now, the IBAN's price is based on Bollinger Bands, which is also standard with MT4. But this one actually shows you more of in a stochastic type of manner, where it shows you very overbought and oversold places in the market, where we have extreme conditions where the price is more likely to react to these levels. As you can see, they did. Eventually, this one took a little bit, but it did go down, and then a potential buying place here in the market, and it did shoot up, and later on it did potentially has more, and will have more strength to push even higher. But this indicators can only go so far, right? Because they most of the time aren't gold. I know that a lot of you guys are looking for some indicator that shows you perfect buy and sell positions, but honestly, there's nothing out there like that. But I'm going to show you how to simply use these two indicators that are lagging. Yes, every indicator lags in some way or form because it's following price. You know, these indicators are following what's happening up here, and they are almost always late in some way or one way or another. So that's why indicators. I'm very much against indicators because of that reason, because of the lagging, which in most cases, when an indicator tells you to enter the market, or let's say right here, when it changes colors to short, yeah, it went down a little bit, but then it shot way up. So this would have been a really unfortunate trade if you didn't exit your position before it did a full-fledged reversal. And that's the problem with trend trading, is that a lot of guys and gals will get into trends when it's ending. And so how can we work with trend trading, and what to do when that trend happens to end? And can we filter them out? And so that's what I'm going to show you now of how to do that just with these two indicators. So now these two indicators, I'm also going to show you where to find them and where you and how to install them. And I'm going to show you that right now. But first I'm going to show you how to use the system. And I want to show you how to use the system so you can get an understanding of it before you even install them, install these indicators. So what we're looking for is the SAR4X. So let's see what it changed. Okay, so it's green here, right? It switched to green at this point. That means that the trend is up, right? And you can see that the trend was really up at that point. But you can also see the IBANS price. Now the IBANS price was lingering up at the top near the 1 level. And that means that it's very overbought at that point. But the trend was so strong, probably because of the fundamental news in having to do with the pound or the CAD that kept driving the price because the traders didn't have any reason to sell the market at this point, and that's why it kept pushing higher and higher. Traders need a reason to continue to trend trade, really. There needs to be some news that has come out to cause traders to buy into the market, and there needs to be some kind of news that comes out or a grouping of news that comes out to cause traders to close out their long positions and enter on the short side. The market is run by fundamental analysis, fundamental news statements, also political. It can be the case as well. But a lot of people concentrate on the technical side, which is which I'm talking to you about now, where you're using indicators, we're looking at price. But the technical can only show you so much. It can help you and guide you into what may happen. And so we're going to talk mostly about technical trading today because that's what a lot of traders like to start in. Understanding the technical side is probably the most important thing to do, at least starting out in the Forex. And it's a good way to try to find an edge because you can see patterns in the market that help and guide you to what the bigger traders, the institutions, those institutions, what they're doing. Why are they driving this price up? When are they going to eventually sell out their positions and write it back down? Now, that's what technical analysis is important, is because it gives us hints into when the big traders, the institutions, will close out their positions. So technical and fundamental analysis are both very important tools, and it's important to know and understand both. But a good place to start is the technical, and that's why I'm doing this video with you now, kind of like a way, a good place to start or a good place to refine what you've already learned. Okay, so let's get into or continue where we enter the market now. So we have the continued green trend that's continuing to push up. But if you look at the price on the top, you'll see that there are times that there's pullbacks, right? And that when this is moving down, right, then this IBANS price is also moving down. Now we want the IBANS price to hit the oversold area, which is the 000 level. And we want it to hit that level, and then we enter. So right at this point, we enter into the market on the buy trade and ride it up. Now, in this particular trade, there wasn't much drawdown. It was a good position. But you can also see if you're being really picky, it didn't quite hit that level. I like it to close below that level before entering on a position. So when did that happen? Well, just a little bit later. We had a close at that 000 level. The SAR indicator was showing a trend up, and we would have entered the market right in this area. So if we want to show, if I want to show you the exact entry point, or mark the exact entry point, it would be right on this candle. And the reason why it's on the opening of this candle is because this one here, so the candle just before, is the one that actually showed a close right at the bottom. and it's lagging. It's a lagging indicator. It lags by one candle, and it showed that it hit this bottom area during this time, but it didn't actually register until this candle, giving us an entry at this point. You'll notice that with a lot of indicators that they're lagging in some way or form. The IBAN's price is a lot less lagging than most of your indicators, but there is still some there. Okay, so that is a really good entry point, right? This here, there wasn't any drawdown. It went straight up, and if you're talking about how much it went up, well, it went up hundreds of pips, at least on the pound cat. And that would have been a great entry. Now, where do we exit? You can have to. Money management is the most difficult thing in trading because where do you start? What risks do you use? What's appropriate for your account size? And the best way, the easiest form, if I want to put it into a nutshell and tell you guys how much money to risk on your account, the easiest way to do it is if you have $1,000, then don't risk more than 0.01 lots, which you can see that I have up here. So 0.01 for every 1,000. And why do you do that? Well, it's because you want to be very conservative with your trades, because if you're wrong, you want to give yourself more room to try to make that wrong trade maybe a right one. And I like to do with 0.01 lots for every 1,000 I have in the account because I'm a basket trader. Basket trading is something that that gives you the opportunity to make a not so good trade a good one. So in this case, we didn't need to basket trade by adding to a losing position. That's what basket trading is, adding to a losing position and looking and taking the average of those losing trades and the winning ones and coming out with an overall profit. I'll talk more about that later, but in this case we had just one winning trade and that was it. Now the place that we could exit would be when we hit the top level up there, so the overbought condition, which is the 1 level, top line up here on the IBAN's price, and that exit would have been right up here at the top. Now we have two exits. We have one where it did cross above at that point, but if you want to get in a little bit later when it crossed back down, so when we had it broke up and it started swooping back down on the 1 level, I kind of like taking those trades because if this breaks the overbought oversold area, you could have something like this. Let's go back a little bit. So here we go. Overbought, right? Well, we didn't have much of a retracement before it shot back up, right? And so you'll see this happening a lot where it bounces down and bounces up, bounces down, bounces up. And because of the trend that's strong, we won't be taking any short positions on that side. So so the SAR4X is actually a pretty good filtering system that keeps us out of strong trends like this. And so that's why I'm showing you how to use it to your advantage, so you can filter out some trades. Now these are some really good indicators, so I'm hoping that you guys will be able to use them and watch this a few times. So I like when this swooping action happens and you can actually exit the trade at this point. And how many pips is that? Well, it's a lot. It's a good 170 pips or so. So that's one way to trade the system. You could also do it an exit strategy by entering here and then using some price action techniques, which is once the price moves up, we do have an inside candle here. And an inside candle means that the peak of the candle and the bottom of the candle is inside the previous one. Okay, and once that happens, there is a potential for this to push back down, at least in this setup here. It didn't, obviously, or didn't very much, and then it shot back up. So that's the price action hints that you can get. So that would be an exit of 62 pips, or around 60 pips, which is still really great. So that's one exit strategy. And if you're looking at inside candle setups, there's one here. There's also another one here as well. And you could also look at reversal candles or a bearish or bullish engulfing candle, which is one here. So we have 3 indications for a potential market reversal. None of them really happened. There were small ones, right? But it continued to push up, probably because of some other circumstance that was happening in the fundamental space. So in that case, we have the price action with the candlesticks. We have our indicators showing us a really strong push. Maybe it's going to continue. And we could take a standard set take profit amount of 50 pips, 100, and just go by that. It's something that you're going to have to experiment with, because I can't give you a golden tool, because for everybody it's different. I like to use a standard solid take profit amount and a very solid stop loss amount as well. The reason why I do a solid take profit is because if I have a trailing stop, for example, I lose out on pips, because there's potential for me to lose more pips than actually gain in a trailing stop. That's just my feelings on it. And if I have a set take profit of 50, then I know what to expect from my trades. I know that I'm going to expect 50 pips, and I can be happy with that. If it continues further, I'm not going to be upset about it, because I was able to profit my set amount, which I was expecting. My stop loss also is a similar situation. I like to know what my outcome is going to be, instead of trying to ride this trade or this position as long as possible, because I don't know how long it's going to continue to go up. It could reverse at any time and go down, and a good trade could turn into a bad one if you're not careful. Okay, so price action techniques. Looking at the candlesticks, that's one thing. Looking at your indicators to see how if there's a potential reversal happening. You can see that there is the biggest potential reversal, if you're looking at our indicators, is up at this area. Well, it wasn't very big, and it continued back up from there. But we also had our filtering SAR position there too. So I think that you guys understand now how to use these indicators in some way or form, that you look at the SAR Forex as a filter, and when the IBAN's price goes into extreme conditions like it did here, then it's in the potential to shoot up. Now, money management is something I could spend a whole video on, and this video is mainly about showing you how to get an edge in the market by trend trading, and trend trading with just 2 indicators that are, in my opinion, very valuable. Okay, so let's show you how to install those. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into the top right of MQL5.com. So www.mql5.com, and you're going to let's see if I can go to the home page. You're going to make an account, MQL5, and there's multiple uses of this website. I recommend you guys setting up an account with them, because there's a lot of good information that you can get from it. You can also have EAs created, indicators created. You can go to the marketplace and look at what they have to offer there, indicators and experts. What we're going to do is go over the code base. Code base, you can find tons of indicators as well, and a lot of them are free. So we're looking for a specific indicator, and this one is IBANs. Well, this is the one that I was just showing you, right? So we're going to go search under the code base, and let me get rid of this for a second. And the one we want is the IBAN's price, MQ4. So we're going to download that. I already have it installed on my broker. We're going to go to the broker, and hopefully you have Windows, because this is a Windows tutorial really. And you can see the indicator down there. Now you want to show in folder, and it shows where the indicator actually is. Right, so it says right there. So you're going to want to right click, you're going to want to copy, and you're going to want to go to your broker, and you're going to want to open data folder. Once you open the data folder, you left click on MQL4, double click, and you go under indicators, and then you right click the indicators folder just in the blank space over here, and you select paste. And since I've already done that already, you can see that my IBAN's price is right there. And so once that's done, you close down your broker, so you exit out of your MT4, and then you reload it, and the IBAN's price should be in the left-hand side in your navigator. And you just double-click that, and it will load onto the screen, right? And I'm using the standard setting, so it's nothing that you need to change in the indicator itself. Okay, so that is one indicator. Now, to get the other one, all you have to do is just go up at the top and type in SAR4X, and you'll come up with, I think that's just the first link here. You can download here, I think it's free, and you do the same step that I just showed you with the IBANs. You install it into the same folder, the MQL4, the indicators, and you go from there. As you can see, this is the indicator. You install that into your computer or your MT4 platform, and then you just load them up and it will look like this. Alright, so that's how you install the indicators. That's where you find them. And if you're looking at the IBAN's price, you can see that it has 13 votes and 5-star rating. So it's actually a very good indicator because it shows you what price is doing, and it shows you it's pretty accurate, especially if it's used with a longer term trend indicator like the SAR4X. There's a lot other ones I can come up with, but I like this one because it doesn't really repaint, and it does show you a good indication of that trend, especially for newer traders or traders that like indicators to kind of help guide them. Okay, so you can see, and we're going to just for the next couple of minutes show you just overall how accurate this little simple system actually is, and how to approach it if you don't get the right position right off the bat. So for example, that's not even overbought yet. Let's see if I can find a trade that is not great. Okay, here we go. So this one went below the 0.0 level, right? See, broke. The thing is that yes, it did close below the 0.0 level, but it stayed below there. That means that the trend is very strong still. So the good time to buy it is probably a little bit later, right in this area. So you can see where it starts looping down and going back up, and then it crosses the 0.0 level back again. The thing is, what happened? Our color changed, right? So this, even though it went slightly up at that point, we were filtered out, and you wouldn't be in this position at all. So let's take another position right here. So it did cross above, it came back down. We would enter our trade here. This would be our entry point on the open of this candle. And what happened? Bam. It went down in a pretty good amount. And it was about 47 or close to 50 pips. And you could either use price action, like I was mentioning before, inside candle setup here, right here. Or you can use the IBAN's price. Once it got down to that 0 level, it's probably a good time to maybe get rid of the position. And you can also look at the SAR. Well, there's a potential for it to continue to go down at that point. And I think being conservative is better than trying to be greedy in these situations. And that's why having a smaller take profit is likely a wise thing to do. Okay? So we have the push down here. So let's say that you didn't get out of this position and it did shoot back up. So you had one trade in at this point and it shot back up. Well, we're going to look for other opportunities here to re-enter into the market. So a good place to do that would be oops, on a grid system, either 20 pips above or by looking at price. Now I don't see any good positions in here for entering. I don't see the I-bands hitting the 0 level again. Now let's continue to search it out. Okay, so if we're looking at price, we see an inside candle set up here. That might be a decent place to enter a second position, and it would be a good 65 pips above. And there's quite a few hours in between. But what happens on that second position? Well, it shoots back up again, right? After the inside candle setup, it goes back up about 25 pips, and then it actually runs back down. So what that means for our position is when we have position 1, I'm going to change this color to red. So short position 1, and short position 2. Now, the price did move down from there, as you can see, from a short position 2. It took a little while, but it did. 55 pips and 12. So let's say that you're looking for 50 pips amongst these two trades. You would actually get it. And the thing is even if you didn't get it at this point in the market, you would get it here. So it's important that once you start entering more than one position, and if you don't have a stop loss or you have a larger stop loss on it, and you enter another position, that's called basket trading. Especially if you enter it in at the same risk level. Let's say we're doing 0.01 and 0.01. We want to make sure that the risk level is the same on these two trades. Otherwise, it's called martingale, and martingale is kind of a bad word in the market. In trading, because it usually is a great way to blow your account. So here we have price that was showing us the hint that this could continue, but we also had the SAR4X that was showing us that the downtrend was still in effect. So that is two indications. The I-bands price unfortunately wasn't quite up there at the 1.00 level, but we were using other tools like the inside candle setup that I've mentioned in my previous videos as a way to bounce the market to take effect on that. As you can see, it did work. So once we have more than one position, we want to be more conservative with our trades, because after one position, that means that the trade isn't necessarily the best option anymore, and we want to get out of that position so we don't get into trouble. And so I would likely take a good 30 to 50 pips in this case, and it looks like we would have gotten pretty close to getting that. Alright, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I know it was long, it may be boring, because when it comes to the technical stuff, it's never that interesting unless you really want to make this a long-term career for yourself. So with that said, I think I'm going to sign off, and we'll follow up with this system on a later stream, hopefully when I'm back into town. And right now we are looking at a couple of trades that I have, and we actually had this one close out today for $55. As you can see, I had a good closeout and profit, almost 0.72% on the account. And then right now I have two positions that are in at the bottom of the pound CAD that I'm waiting to close out. So it's been a good week so far. We've had some really good profit. Anyways, until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.